Bring it back.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Oriental Empires. So, if you remember I was going to say last week's, but in the last episode we had a couple of days ago, we started to expand our main city, work on improving our turn income, and then we were just starting to look to build up the military strength of our capital of Yin, to start to build an army, to conquer some foes. So, we're going to continue doing that. One little side note to say that unfortunately we're no longer allowed to have any cool Chinese music playing in the background, because YouTube has decided that is clearly a copyright violation, even though it's in the game by itself. So I don't know how that works, but no, we are not allowed to have cool Chinese music in the background anymore. So sorry about that, but you'll just have to listen to me instead, which is just unfortunately not quite as good. So I was looking at building the armourer, because this allows light armour to be made and can produce much more elite soldiers and higher quality units. So I'm going to set that. Oh no, I wasn't. I'm going to set that building off next turn once the granary is finished. So Bo is still building a farm. AO is growing absolutely massive, far quicker than I could have bank on, and both of these cities really need to be upgraded. But in the meantime, am I going to invest in anything? No, I'm not. I'm going to do nothing. Oh well, of course I'll build a farm. Can never have too many farms. And we'll build another farm at Shang. Oh, this is interesting. If you remember, we started researching the irrigated farm technology. So I can now upgrade these farms to an irrigated farm. Probably because they're next to the river, so we'll set that off doing that. It's exciting. So let's check the technology. We've got 2 more to do, a military one. So we can do terracing. So terrace, gentle hills and steep hills. Okay, that's interesting. Increase. Oh, I can't do that. I obviously have to have. We have to have ceramic roof tiles to do brick faced walls. Well, makes sense. Well, let's have trained chariots instead. It's got to be good to run some people through with chariots. And since we obviously need this, let's have the roof tiles technology. That'll allow me to do the better farm technology. So that's it for this turn. Straight into the next turn. Let's keep an eye out for any barbarians on the horizon. I'm moving back my sort of trained warriors and my sort of super dude back towards Yin, because he's going to be the foundation of the new army. Which provisionally I'm looking at attacking one of these nearby enemies to the north, because then it keeps all my cities in a nice sort of range. So that's what I'm thinking at the moment. If this turn will ever end, that is. Now it has. Awesome. So the granary has been finished at Yin, which is what we wanted. What's that? Oh, a siege granary. Well, we're certainly not investing in one of them for the moment, so we are going to invest in an armourer. So hopefully that will only take me 2 turns to build. So looking at Bow, so we can't have any irrigated farmland because it's obviously not next to a river, so we can't take advantage of that sort of technology. But we can push a little bit further north to expand farms further out that way. No technology I'm going to invest in. Yin's building, so that doesn't want to do it, and they're building irrigated farms out there already. So we'll bring the army further up, not into the capital, but just sort of outside the capital, and then we're going to hopefully get access to improved units within the next 2 turns. So the roads are now connected to there and to there. I don't think I'm going to bother trying to build roads all the way out to Shang. Probably just not worth it really for the amount of time it will take and the amount of effort that it will require. So this should bring hopefully a pretty uneventful turn this turn. By the end of this 20 minutes I would like to hope to have sort of a bit of an army formed and sort of approaching the enemy city of Zhu over here. A neutral. I can't remember if I've got an agreement with them or not. Let's just have a quick look, see if we can. The agreed. So I have agreed a non-aggression with them. Okay, well, maybe I won't attack them. But we'll still build up an army. We've got to find someone to attack. I can see the outlines of a territory down here. So that could be worth going to explore. Maybe someone to kill down there. So we've done a technology. Oops, clicking on the wrong bit. Increase authority and stops adverse effects. Oh, active medicine really reduces casualty rate. But we'll do astronomy for the now. One more turn and the armory shall be built. We've got to construct another farm at Ao, which we will do now. And it's also worth noting, because we've got a good amount of money, I might look at investing in a pottery at Shang. Since as before, it just increases local trade income, because trading pots, you could obviously tax that, so it's worthwhile having. Nothing else to do this turn. Stack without orders, yes I know. And let's see what the armory unlocks, if anything, next turn. We may still not have access to the elite units. I don't quite fully understand the technology tree. So the armourer has been built at Jing. No, so it hasn't really unlocked us anything for us, which is a little disappointing, I won't lie. So what else do we build? So we can recruit. Oh, that will allow us to recruit trained chariots, and this will allow us to recruit noble archers, trained archers, and peasant light archers. So let's invest in a bower then. And in 2 more turns we should be able to make use of that. It's worth having a quick look at our power to see. I just wanted to see if anything else shows about recruitment. Enables recruitment of spears, crossbows, high earth wall, shooting galleries. Okay, so nothing that directly seems to unlock sort of better infantry, but I'm sure there's something I'm probably missing somewhere along the lines which will unlock it. So everyone's building anything but bow, which isn't currently building anything, so let's just have no more room to construct farms. So start clearing away some of the forest lands. Just take advantage so we can expand the farms further that way. Okay, straight into the next turn. Yes. Oops. I do want to end the turn now. At the end, so we'll wait 2 turns until this bower is built, invest in a few bowmen, and then, if nothing else, I'm going to go and have an explore. Okay, so the disease outbreak at Ao, which is where there's noble unrest. Not really any noble unrest anywhere. They're just a bit of a pointless hint showing about the disease outbreak. It's just a pain, but nothing we can do. Where's building? So Ao is not building anything currently. Have they built a pottery here already? Yes, they have. So there's no point building any of this here. So it's what a 1 building needed to recruit trained dagger axemen. But we don't know what other buildings are required to build trained dagger axemen. So we're obviously missing something there. But let's build another farm a little bit further down to the south. Every other city has got a task. Hopefully at Yin, our bower is well under construction, which it is. So let's go straight into the next turn. I do want to end the turn. Just keep an eye out for bandits as well. Then hopefully this turn we should be able to start to recruit some archers, hopefully, and then we can advance with our new army. Ah, so our leader has died. He lasted quite a long time. So heir succeeds. With the sad noise of your faction becomes a leader, he cannot yet claim the same respect as the predecessors, so he's also to reduce to a bit for a few turns, possibly causing some unrest. Well, if there's generally no real unrest in the capital, then that's the main thing. So the bow has been built. This has reduced our monthly income a reasonable amount now, even though the pottery workshop is finished in Xi. Which is a shame. That's 2 noble, that's 2 pence. Got 1 victory goal. Okay. So let's have a quick look at recruitment. So what's it opened up for us? So we've got peasant light archers, trained archers, and then noble archers. We have a higher upkeep than. I'm just having a look at the difference between the two. So we're going to recruit some noble archers, a unit of trained archers, and then how expensive is this going to be getting? Let's stop at that. I think would be wise. So the Grand Royal Army shall be moving out to there, along with you, you, and you. They're going to form one relatively large army, and from there they can march to conquer some evil foe. So we haven't really got enough to build anything else there, except another farm, which they can expand out in that direction. We should hopefully see a little bit of increased internal trade. Yeah, I get 8 gold from the building that pottery workshop. Worthwhile building, definitely. So these two armies should now be, oops, a bit of lag, joining together. I'm curious to see my archers. They're looking good. They've got a little bit of lamella armour, which is nice. And my little peasant long spearman in a nice little column there. Okay. Hopefully they'll organise themselves into a little bit of a better formation than that, which they now have, which is awesome. So these people are basically going to just march as soon as quick as they can down there, which is what we want. So our income has fallen quite a bit. Okay, we've got a new heir nominated in case something bad should happen to my leader. So over at Bow, nothing is being built, but now we can convert to farmland. The little area of the trees we just chopped down. AO has got no money, so that can also build a farm if it can. Yep, the last little farm spot it's got. And Jing is going to convert another area to irrigated farmland after we've just built the last one. So that's all good. Financially, I'm a little worried because of the sort of the cost burden we've now started to put on the thing, particularly things like the bower, the armory, the barracks, the palace, all pretty expensive. And external trade is pretty limited. But I might have a go at rather riskily investing in something like a silk weaver, foundry. Yeah, foundry. But the problem is, I wonder if building a foundry is a reasonable, considering I have no current bronze mine that I know of. I think maybe a silk weaver would be a more wiser investment. Could at least give it a go anyway. So that's my plan for now. Let's advance straight into the next turn. Oh, that's an error. It didn't move as one unit. That's a shame. They obviously didn't group. Not to worry. We'll just have to move them a bit slower. It's a silly error on my part. I can only apologise. So they're joined together. A farm at Yin has been built, so let's build another farm further out that way to keep expanding towards Jing. Don't have enough money to invest in anything, still need 1,000 for the silk weaver. Nothing else to do this turn, so straight into the next turn. We should check the technologies because some of them should be finished shortly as well. Okay, so that's the technology finished. So we can now should be able to build chariots. So let's have a quick look at probably doing 4-horse chariots. Yeah, why not? Seems to make them more powerful when we start to unlock them properly. I've still not got enough money to invest in anything directly. So these two, yeah. So I want you to move together. Well, hopefully they'll move together now. Well, hopefully they shall move as a cohesive unit, but we shall see next turn. So they've built the farm at Yibo, so they're going to have to chop down more woodland to gain more access to more farms. AO, we have the same problem, so we'll start chopping down woodland there as well. Let's plan straight into the next turn. There we go, the army is now moving as one sort of good, strong, cohesive unit. Let's go and find out what our enemies have been doing over here. If nothing else, we could try and raid their farms for a bit of money, because we always need money. So what have we unlocked? A craft, because we finished the roof tiles one. So we could do increased value of bronze trade, enables construction of weaponsmith. That may be one of the things required in trained dagger axemen. One of the many things that seem to be continually required in that technology. I could build a foundry, but I'm nervous about the fact I don't have any bronze mines, which I fear could be a large problem. See, I just don't think it's worth. I don't think it's worth the risk, personally. So I'll just but even though I'm going to take a massive risk on the Silk Weaver being 80 per turn, but I'm hoping that the extra 3 cities it's trading with is enough to offset the cost of the silk. So we're just going to plough straight into the next turn. Our army is moving up to the river, which it should cross next turn if it can. And then we should hopefully have enough money now to invest in the sequel Silk Weaver at Yin. If this turn ends, no barbarians seem to have cropped up recently, which is good. So just a farm has finished. So next turn they shall cross the river into enemy territory. So we've just got over 1,000. So at Yin, we are now going to riskily build a Silk Weaver. Labour produces silk for trade. It's just a risk, but we have a bazaar at the city. We'll see. Let's see what happens. If not, if it doesn't work, then at least you guys know don't build a Silk Weaver. Worthwhile learning, probably. So at Shang, they've just got another farm to be built. Both of those, oh, this is all being converted to irrigated farmland, which is good. Makes it all the more effective. Worthwhile addition. Everyone else is either chopping or building farms. Technology is all okay. So nothing else to do this turn. Flying through the turns rather quickly on these ones. Should get a bit more sight on the enemy territory now. We've crossed the river. Hopefully we're close enough to unlock a few more squares vision. Nothing really visible going on. No bandits that I can see. No, I think I'm going to reject because I'm assuming it's the Chu that I have now just met. I will not accept that because I believe it's the Chu. That's the Dang Yi, which I have got an agreement with. I'm going to assume that this here is the Chu. So I'd kind of like to see what city they've got available here. So big technology changes. So what have we got to do? We'll have that one. And I think we'll have the medicine one, since I think we're about to hit hefty conflict on the near horizon. So let's just have a quick look at what we've got going on. We've got that building at Yin. Bo needs a new farm, as does AO, from the trees that we have just recently cut down. That's all looking good. Also, when we get enough money, we want to start to upgrade Bo and AO to larger cities. So, I think that's all we've got time for this episode. Our armies are now on the brink of war, so hopefully next episode, which should be out, what day is it today? Wednesday, so that should come out Friday night, probably. So, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Thanks guys, and I shall see you on the next one.